Okay, y'all. I know I told y'all my last video was going to be quick, and then I ranted on and on for about 5,000 hours. But anyway, I just have to get this off my chest. So the second 9 weeks started, and our school board, for some reason, decided to go from Schoology to Edgenuity. And the reason they did it is because really they were screwing over all the teachers in the school system, because the teachers were having to teach all of the virtual students as well as all of the remote students. So you had teachers who had, 60% of their first period class was in person and 40% was online, and they were having to deal with, both sets of students. And, when you have 6 periods a day and you're having to do that, it's a lot. Yeah, and so, it wasn't fair to the teachers. So now they decided that they are going to swap to a program that's completely unfair to the students. So now we're punishing the students who are at home because they have health concerns, or their parents may have health concerns, or they live in multi-generational families and, their grandparents are there. But anyway, so my daughter logged in, her first day, did everything. It says you're at 5% and you're on target. And she logs in the next day and it says you're at 1% and you're behind. They went and they added dates to the assignment after the first day that they moved to this program. And not only did, they add five, maybe 5.5 science topics for them to cover that they were supposed to have covered on Monday, which they didn't know about until Tuesday. They went back and they assigned stuff that they should have done on the Friday before the new 9 weeks began. So she goes to sleep on Monday night, and you're great. You're right on target. You have a 92 average, and she wakes up and it says you have 16 assignments that are past due and you have a 14. Ridiculous. So she's still trying. She may be on Tuesday now. Maybe this is Thursday. She may be on Tuesday now of science. She may still be on Monday, because each topic is supposed to take about an hour. So you have 5 hours of science, plus then you have algebra, and you have English, and you have world history, and then you have choir, and then you have your other elective. So that's 6 classes at an hour each, and then another class at 5 hours. So that's 11 hours of school. If, the keyword is if, you make it through the lessons in the estimated time, which means you can't pause it to take notes. If you're doing the assignment, you can't pause it to review anything that you've written. No, if you just go straight on through, then she would have had 11 hours of schoolwork on Monday. And I know she's remote learning and stuff like that. And what else does she have to do? And, she has to eat, right? And she should probably, not sit in front of a computer for 11 hours solid. But anyway, English for my younger child was supposed to take 30 minutes. I was like, awesome, 30 minutes. We got this. An hour later, I got a kid who's on the floor crying, saying they're really just trying to bully us into going back to school because they don't care if we get sick and make our parents sick or our grandparents sick. They don't care. And I realized at that moment that, yes, my 11-year-old had figured out what was going on. So a little over an hour and a half, we finished English, which 11-year-old boys, not really fans of chicken soup for the soul stories, most of them. I love them, right? But, an 11-year-old boy is really not concerned about the story of a 12-year-old girl who's being excluded from a clique because she's not 13. He could not have been less interested. So then we get into social studies. Started the World War I. Great, that one was fine. I'm a history major, right? I can talk about isolationism. I can talk about the, assassination of Archduke Ferdinand, right? So I got that. So we get through that. He's done with being on the computer by that point in time, but we get through that. And then we get to math, and I don't remember what it's called, but I can tell you he went from adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing fractions to working with variables. So that was a big skip. Log in to see what they're doing. His in-school counterparts are doing, and they're rounding decimals. It's a big leap there. Anyway, I remind myself how to do all of that, and we get through it, and then we're on to science. And y'all, I'm not a science person. I'm not. I mean, pretty much, if James Spann says it's going to be cold, it's going to be cold. James Spann says it's going to be, tornadoes, there's going to be tornadoes. If you don't know who James Spann is, Google him, okay? He has Facebook fan pages, and anyway, respect the polygon. But he actually liked science. He was so excited. The teacher has a green screen behind him, and he's engaging, and so, woohoo, we love science. The next day, it is the most boring teacher I've ever seen in my life. And I went to elementary school, middle school, high school, college, and grad school. So I've seen a lot of teachers so boring. And then in history, we're talking about the sinking of the Lusitania. And the teacher keeps calling it the Lusitania. So I just had to get up and leave the room because I just couldn't. And then one of the teachers in one of the other subjects said, "Oh, I didn't tell you there were going to be more keywords you need to know. I should have did that." What in the world is going on? This is what you're using to teach our kids? They can't say the name of a ship whose sinking was part of the reason why we joined World War I. Can't say that correctly, and then I should have did that. Y'all, this is ridiculous. But anyway, they needed to do something to help the teachers because teachers were being overworked, underpaid, underappreciated, and about to pull their hair out, right? But now, the kids that are still at home are just falling apart emotionally because they're used to getting straight A's, and now they wake up to a 14. There's got to be an easier answer. How about you use the CARES money that you got, that all the news stories keep saying you're going to lose $500 billion gazillion dollars of CARES money if you don't spend it. How about you use that to hire some, teachers' aides that can do something like post the materials on Schoology and answer questions so that the teachers aren't having to do all of that. But, y'all, they're acting like our kids didn't miss an entire 9 weeks of school. If you don't take the last 9 weeks of Spanish 1 and you come back and the teacher starts with Spanish 2, you've missed some things. I mean, you can't conjugate a verb or anything. I mean, come on. Y'all need to get your acts together. And that's my rant for the day.